Yes or no? Is Paddy the Batty faster than Justin Gaethje? Yes or no? It's straight up. And I got to tell you, I don't know. When I watch Paddy, I don't come away going, whoa, that is freakishly fast speed. Give you an example. When Conor McGregor fights, I come away going, whoa, that dude's fast. Now, I ask you that. It doesn't mean that Paddy's not fast. I'm sharing with you that if you're going to beat Justin Gaethje, you have to be faster than him. Anybody who has ever beaten Justin Gaethje has had that quality. They have not been a better grappler. That's not what it comes down to. They could out-condition him, out-experience him, out-grit him. You have to be faster than Justin Gaethje because he'll give you a chance to hit him. They don't mind if you hit him. It's a speed issue. Can you hit him a lot? And by the way, when you come in to hit him and he allows you to, he's giving you a shot so that he can get a shot. If you can be fast enough, you can get your shot and get out of the way before he gets his shot, right? It's an equal trade. But is Paddy faster? Justin just gave an assessment. I'm so happy for Justin, by the way. He played such an interesting hand here. And he didn't have the cards. By the way, he did not have, there was a lot of things that fell into place to get us to this point. If Ilia Topuria had not taken to social media and said, hey guys, time out, I don't believe we're at this point. I don't believe it was going to be Justin versus Ilia. I'll admit that it could have been, but I don't think it was. I think Paddy was going to get that opportunity first, and I'm not sure that Sarukian wasn't possibly also in front of Justin. So I just talk about, I'm very happy for him, and I'm very happy for the sport that everything has worked out the way that it did. And one thing that I admire about Justin Gaethje and this call-out, I got to give Paddy the same credit. They weren't looking for each other. And you will see guys that want to do a fight, they want to fight for the title, the baddest dude, but it's specifically a matchup that they happen to like. Oh, by the way, there's a belt, a main event, a whole bunch of money, but it's the matchup that they like. Justin was very open to say, here's the opportunity I want. Put up a belt. But nothing else. Not you got to pay me more money, or you got to put me in a feature spot, or you got to fly out my coach first class. Absolutely nothing else. Just an opportunity. That could have been against Islam, which is who Justin thought it was going to be at one point. That could have been against Charles. That could have been against Ilia Topuria. That could have been against Sarukian. It happens to be Paddy, so I really admire that with Justin. That's a real tough guy. He's very legit, and he's very sincere. Now, Justin did an interview, and he talked about the X's and O's of this fight and said that his wrestling defense is second to none. That's interesting, by the way. Statistically speaking, he might actually have the best defense in MMA. He might. If you look at ground control, which means how long has a guy been on top of another guy, and you were to juxtapose that over the length of a career, Jose Aldo was straight. Jose Aldo was defensively what George St. Pierre was offensively in wrestling. But Justin Gaethje's right there. At any rate, he said, listen, it's a weird game. Maybe he'll take me down. Maybe I'll submit him. But then he said, but that's 1,000,000 to 1. Okay, so he's saying he's probably not going to submit him. Then he talked about if Paddy's going to take him down, Paddy's going to have to rough him up first. He's going to have to land some punches and some kicks to distract him to get in close to take him down. That's a very honest assessment. And so, okay, so as I'm reading through this interview, it's like, all right, but back to Justin, how are you going to beat him? You just showed a couple of ways that you don't think this fight is going to go. How do you think it is going to go? And it's exactly what you think, right? He's going to get out there. He's going to rough him up. He's going to touch him up and put him away. Well, how's Paddy win? And wouldn't you know it, right after I read an interview by Justin Gaethje, I read an interview from Paddy. And Paddy talked about how he was going to win. And Paddy said, so many people think I'm going to wrestle him. They think it's going to look like the fight with Chandler, but it's not. I'm going to go out and I'm going to beat him up on his feet. Paddy went a little bit further, which was to say, for you people that watched my fight with Chandler, you think that I took him down and out-controlled him on the ground, but you missed what I did on the feet. That's where I did my real work. I thought that was an interesting assessment. Gaethje versus Paddy, what does that fight look like? And for me, it's whoever's fastest. I asked Dustin Poirier this question. Happened to be with Dustin over the weekend. I said, hey, who's faster? He said, I don't know. And I said, well, who do you favor in the striking? Now, Dustin said, largely because of my history with Gaethje, because I felt his punches, I can tell you the damage that guy can do with the punches and the kicks. But I'm still stuck wondering who's faster. And in boxing, we will see these things all the time. We'll always start to compare their resumes and go, well, this guy's got a better resume. It's like, but we know that doesn't matter. We know that doesn't. There's something for momentum and there's something for this upward trajectory. And the guy that's already been there and done that does not, even though on paper he looks better, he does not actually have an advantage over this guy, particularly when this guy is hungry and younger. And the reason that youth is such an advantage is because of the speed. They say that power is the last thing to go. Now, that's absolute garbage, but there's all sorts of stupid things that get out in our sport and then they just stick because nobody knows fighting. But the first thing to go is your speed. And I wonder who's faster. Paddy the Batty is not the young guy you think he is. Paddy the Batty is not the brand new 24-year-old new kid on the block that you think that he is. As a matter of fact, Joe Silva tried to sign Paddy the Batty. Joe Silva left the industry a decade ago. And he tried to sign Paddy the Batty. So I'm just speaking to, Paddy goes about 32. He's got a birthday coming up. He could be pushing on 33, gonna be 32. I'm just sharing. He's not the boy that you think he is. But Justin is older. And in the world of boxing, the speed advantage would go to the youth. If you didn't know who's faster than who, and you could just look at one number, it wouldn't be record, it wouldn't be knockouts, it wouldn't be experience. You would just look at who was younger. Well, he's got an advantage. And we love to say he's got an age advantage. But all we're saying is speed. That's what we're saying when we say he's got an age advantage. He's the younger. We're just saying that we think he's going to be quicker than the other guy. And that is one deal with Justin Gaethje. Like, there's ways to beat him. There's not many. There's guys that have beat him. There's not many. There's blueprints out there for how to beat Justin Gaethje, but there's not many. And the one thing they have in common is you got to be quicker than him. You got to be. Justin Gaethje, again, contrary to the way you might remember it, had one completed round against Khabib. That fight with Khabib ended somewhere around that 7.5 minute mark. But they had one completed round. That round was won by Justin Gaethje. And Khabib has only lost rounds to 3 people ever. Only 3 people have taken rounds off Khabib. So it's a pretty interesting thing. It really is. Justin Gaethje, out-grappling him, hard to do. Out-striking him, hard to do. But the first step is if you can be faster. And I'm just asking you, is Paddy? Is he faster than Justin Gaethje?